Here's a question no one asks, but everyone should. Why do the men who care less always get chased more? Why do women seem to obsess over the guy who doesn't text back, who's busy living his life, who doesn't bend over backwards to please her? Simple, because obsession isn't created by chasing. It's created by pulling away. This isn't about tricks. This is about understanding female psychology, self-worth, and emotional dominance. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to make almost any woman obsessed with you. And it starts the moment you stop chasing her. Stay until the end. Because the final secret is the difference between being remembered and being unforgettable. Point 1. Understand the obsession trigger, emotional mystery. Let's clear something up. Obsession isn't about being the most handsome man in the room. It's not about money, muscles, or status. It's about something far more powerful. Emotional mystery. Because here's the truth. Women don't become addicted to men they understand. They become addicted to men they can't quite figure out. Why? Because the unknown activates emotion, it stirs curiosity, it triggers the exact psychological loop that creates emotional obsession. Think about the last Netflix show that kept you up all night. You didn't just like the characters. You were hooked by the uncertainty, the cliffhangers, the tension, the feeling of, I need to know what happens next. That's what you need to become. Not a predictable monologue of feelings. Not a man who updates her like a relationship Uber app. I'm sad. I miss you. Just checking in. That's not mystery. That's overexposure. And overexposure kills attraction. Mystery doesn't mean being cold or distant. It means having a life, a mission, a spiritual and emotional ecosystem that doesn't orbit around her. It means letting your actions speak, not your constant updates. It means being emotionally disciplined, not emotionally naked. Want to create obsession? Don't always explain your silence. Don't always tell her what you're thinking. Don't be so available that she can predict your every move. Instead, become a story she wants to read, a riddle she wants to solve, a presence she can't shake. Because the moment she feels like she knows exactly how you feel at all times, she stops wondering. And once the wondering stops, so does the attraction. So don't be the man who's easy to read. Be the one who's easy to feel but hard to fully understand. That's the man who lives rent-free in her mind. Not because he begged for her attention, but because she couldn't stop chasing the next page. Point 2. Control the frame. Never be the one who needs more. Let's flip the script completely. Because in every dynamic, whether it's a conversation, a date, or a full-blown relationship, there's always a frame. A frame is the dominant narrative, the emotional position that defines who's leading and who's following. And here's the unfiltered truth. You're either the prize or the pursuer. You're either the mountain she climbs or the man who's climbing for her attention and obsession. It only happens when she's unsure she has you. When you feel like the mystery. When she feels like she's behind the tempo, trying to catch up. But the moment you start chasing, the second you show her you need her more than she needs you, you lose the frame, and once you lose it, it's almost impossible to get it back. Let me guess, you text her, "Good morning, beautiful," before she even yawns. You double text when she delays. You overcompliment, overshare, overextend, and you think that's love. But what you're actually doing, you're reinforcing her emotional power over you. Every chase move screams emotional dependence. Every time you reach first, give more, ask for reassurance, you're saying, "You're above me, I need you to validate me." But here's the new rule you live by. You control the frame. That means you set the pace, you set the tone. You walk slower so she has to catch up. Not as a game, but because your life is full, because your time is valuable, because your emotions aren't tossed around by someone's mood swings. And that restraint, that control, that's what creates intrigue. That's what builds respect. That's what makes her think twice before pulling away. So stop texting first, just to feel wanted. Stop pouring your energy where it's not being reciprocated, because when she feels like you're always leaning in, there's nothing left to chase. But when you lead from power, she steps into your frame and never wants to leave. Point 3, build a magnetic life that makes you the obsession here. S what 99% of men completely misunderstand. They make her the mission, her attention, her validation, her love. They orbit their lives around someone who was never meant to be their center. Let's fix that mindset right now. She is not the purpose. She is the reward. Your life, your mission, your vision, your growth is the purpose. When your world is full of ambition, discipline, purpose, and self-respect, you stop chasing women. And women start chasing you because here's a truth most won't tell you. Attraction flows to the man who doesn't need it. When you're grounded in something bigger than romance, when your eyes are on legacy, not lust, you become magnetic. You're no longer the guy with free time and empty conversations. You're the man who moves with intention. The man who wakes up early, builds something real, sets standards, and doesn't tolerate nonsense. Women don't obsess over the man who's always free. They obsess over the man they have to earn a place beside. Because his life already has momentum. His world is already spinning. And stepping into his life feels like stepping into something greater. Ask yourself right now, would you date you? Would you chase the life you're living, or are you just available? Netflix and snacks isn't enough. Passive hobbies aren't enough. Random scrolling, aimless hanging out, oversharing your feelings, none of that builds gravity. What builds gravity? Purpose, confidence in silence. A man whose peace can't be bought with a text reply. She won't obsess over access. She obsess over energy. So build a life that makes her feel like being let in is an honor, where your time is earned. And your presence isn't handed out like a coupon. Because when your life is the main event, you won't have to beg for her attention. She fight for a seat in your world. Point 4, become selective. Not every woman gets access. Here's the paradox. You want her to want you? Stop wanting every version of her. Obsession isn't born from desperation. It's born from standards. Women are wired to value what's rare. So when you treat every woman like she's the one, you lose leverage and you become forgettable. But when you're selective, when you make it clear not every woman gets access to your time, your attention, your energy, you become the trophy. And trophies aren't chased, they're earned. And here's where it gets interesting. The more she feels she has to earn you, the more addicted she becomes to proving herself. Point 5, don't react, respond with power. 1 emotional slip. 1 needy message. 1, please don't. Leave text and everything shifts. Why? Because power isn't just what you say, it's how you stay grounded when everything tempts you to lose your center. Listen closely when she ghosts you, when she tests you, when she says something just to get a rise out of you. She's not always looking for answers. She's looking for your reaction. Why? Because reactions reveal truth. If you panic, chase, or beg, it tells her you need her more than she needs you. And that imbalance kills attraction instantly. Women are drawn to men who stay calm in chaos, who don't flinch when they're provoked, who respond with masculine stillness, not emotional chaos. So when she tests, you goes cold, pulls back, says something confusing. Don't blow up her phone. Don't send paragraphs. Don't over-explain. Respond with power. What does that look like? Silence, space, calm detachment. Letting her feel the absence of your energy. It's not about playing games. It's about showing her through restraint, not reaction, that your emotions belong to you, not her. Imagine this. A toddler throws a tantrum in a grocery store. Do you scream back? Do you drop everything to negotiate? No, you keep walking. You stay calm. You don't give the chaos what it wants. Same. Here. If she throws emotional bait, don't bite. Stand still. Let your masculine presence speak louder than words, because you don't win a woman's heart by out-feeling her. You win it by being the anchor in her storm. And when she sees that she can't shake you, that no matter what she says or does, you stay composed, that's when the obsession begins. Not because you reacted, but because you didn't need to. Point 6. Use absence strategically. Space builds emotional hunger. Here's a psychological gem. Presence builds comfort. But absence? Absence builds obsession. Too much presence equals boredom. Too much absence equals detachment, but the right amount? That's powerful tension, disappearing after a high point, pulling back when you sense her taking you for granted. Not being immediately available, these small moves create mental loops in her. She starts asking, where is he? What's he doing? Is he thinking about me? Congratulations, now she's obsessed. Because in that silence, she starts hearing echoes of you. Point 7, challenge her mind. Obsession isn't built through comfort. Women don't obsess over men who agree with everything they say. They obsess over men who challenge them. You want to flip the power dynamic? Challenge her intellectually, emotionally, spiritually. Not rudely, not arrogantly, but in a way that makes her think, because most guys, they're easy to predict. Easy to impress, easy to ignore, but you ask the deeper questions, you question her assumptions, you call out her inconsistencies with charm. Wait, you say you want a strong man, but you get mad when I make strong decisions? When you become the man who challenges her to grow, you also become the man she can't stop thinking about. Point 8, scarcity plus self-worth equals irresistible. Energy. Let's break down the cheat code no one talks about. Scarcity plus self-worth equals obsession. It's not just how you look. It's not how much money you have. It's not even how nice you are. It's the energy you carry. The quiet confidence that says, not everyone gets access to me, because when your time is scarce, when your energy is limited, when your attention is earned, not handed out like a coupon suddenly, you're not just another man, you're a mystery. A prize. A presence she doesn't know how to replace. And here's what happens next. Your compliments hit harder. Your messages feel deeper. Your presence becomes addictive. Why? Because value increases when availability decreases. If everyone has access to something, it loses worth. And if you're always texting, always calling, always available, you're not a man, you're background noise. So here's the rule. Stop giving VIP access to people holding general admission tickets. Not because you're arrogant, but because you've built too much in yourself to be casual about your presence. Your energy is sacred, your time is costly. Your love isn't free, it's deserved. So when you do give a piece of yourself, let it feel like a reward. Let her feel deep down, wow, he didn't have to say that. He didn't have to choose me, but he did. That's when obsession forms. Not from overexposure, but from intentional presence. And remember, the moment you act like every other guy, you become every other guy. So be rare, be intentional. Be the man who doesn't just offer attention, but commands it, because obsession doesn't happen for average. It happens for the man who knows he's not easily replaced. Point 9, end the story before she wants it to end. Ever had someone walk away while you were still interested? Still invested? Still hooked? That unfinished story haunts the mind, and the ultimate way to build obsession is to leave before she expects you to, not in a manipulative way, but in a way that leaves her wanting more. Pull away after a powerful moment. Say less when she expects more. End the conversation while it's still electric, because obsession isn't about feeding someone until they're full. It's about leaving them hungry enough to come back. You want to be unforgettable? Be the man who left before the fire went out. The resolution, becoming the man who's chased you've been lied to, you've been told to chase. To prove, to convince, but the men who are truly obsessed over, they don't chase, they attract. By becoming magnetic, by being emotionally grounded, by living with purpose, by walking away when needed, by setting a standard and never lowering it for attention. Because obsession doesn't come from what you give her. It comes from what you withhold. With power. You want her obsessed? Be the man she can't predict, can't fully access, can't easily forget. Because the man who stops chasing becomes the one she chases for a lifetime. Now that you know how to make any woman obsessed with you, it's time to build the foundation that makes that obsession last. Because everything we talked about, it compounds over time. Confidence, discipline, energy, presence, want to learn. The real power behind the obsession, it's in how you show up every single day. So click the next video on your screen now. The power of compounding. Change everything with small daily moves. Because obsession starts when you stop chasing, but legacy that starts with who you become.